The man who followed me home. It started after my Thursday night stats class. It was raining, and I missed the campus shuttle, so I had to take the city train back to my off-campus apartment. The platform was nearly empty, just the smell of wet concrete, buzzing lights, and that weird fog that rolls in near midnight. That's when I saw him. He was standing at the other end of the platform. Same posture. Same dark hoodie. Same jeans. Even the little rip in the left knee, just like mine. I thought maybe it was a weird coincidence. Until he turned and looked at me. And it was me. Same face. Same tired eyes. Then the train arrived, and he was gone. I figured I was sleep deprived. I'd pulled 3 all-nighters that week, 2 essays and a group project where I did all the work. But things got weirder. When I got back to my place, my roommate Kyle asked why I'd come back earlier and didn't say anything. "You walked right past me, man. Thought you were pissed or something." I hadn't been home all day. Next morning, I couldn't find my backpack. When I did, it was already packed, with the books I needed. And the weirdest part? My laptop had an essay draft I hadn't written. Same topic. Same style. Just better. I started noticing him in mirrors. Not just reflections, delays. I'd move, and he'd follow half a second late. In the gym's locker room mirror, he smirked. I wasn't smiling. One night, I looked out my window and saw someone in my building's hallway. Wearing my clothes. Holding my dorm key. I ran out, but the hall was empty. When I came back inside, the photo on my desk, one of me and my little brother at his high school graduation, was gone. In its place? Same photo, but my smile was different. Smaller. Like I knew something. Like I was watching myself from the other side. I got a message from my TA. "Nice job on that in-class presentation. Didn't know you had that in you." I'd skipped that class. Campus security pinged my ID card, said I'd swiped into the computer lab at 2:37 a.m. But I was in bed. Door locked. Headphones in. At least. I thought I was. I skipped class the next day and went to the library. Pulled up Reddit, deep web stuff, obscure forums. One thread stood out. "If you ever see a version of yourself out in the world, don't engage. Don't acknowledge. Just leave. They're echoes from broken timelines. Shadows of decisions you didn't make." Another reply. "They don't haunt you. They replace you. They're better at being you than you ever were." I thought about how mine smiled. How he packed my bag. How he improved my essay. That night I stayed up. I waited. At 3:12 a.m., I heard the apartment door click open. I watched through a crack in my closet door. He walked in like he'd done it 100 times. Dropped my keys on my desk. He opened my laptop. Typed in my password. He knew everything. Then he stood up and stared directly at the closet. And smiled. Next morning, Kyle said I'd been acting weirdly confident. That I'd finally asked out Sarah from Chem Lab. That I was finally living. But I never did any of that. I checked my class portal. I was acing everything. My professors praised me for participation. The only problem? I hadn't gone to any of those classes. Not since last week. And now, my ID card doesn't work. My fingerprint scanner doesn't recognize me. I'm writing this on a public computer in the basement of the bio building. I don't think I exist in the system anymore. Not the schools. Maybe not in reality either. He took my spot. And he's doing better than I ever could. But here's the worst part. Last night he sat at my desk, turned toward the dark window, and whispered something. I couldn't hear it clearly. But I saw the shape of the words on his lips. "Your turn." And now. I think someone else is watching him. Maybe someone that looks just like you. If you're listening to this, it means he hasn't taken you yet. But watch your back. Check your mirrors. Double-check your keys. Because the man who followed me home isn't done yet. And if you see someone walking towards you tonight, who looks exactly like you, Run! Or don't. He already knows where you live.